Today we will study our remaining portion from decoder unit. Okay. Today we will talk about cascading of decoders. We will talk about cascading of decoders. Cascading of decoders is simply a process where we will use lower order decoders to create higher order decoder. Okay, for example, if I am saying that we are going to study 3 to 8, we have studied 3 to 8 decoder, and using this 3 to 8 decoder we will create 4 to 16 decoder. So this 3 to 8 is a lower order decoder and 4 to 16 is a higher order decoder. So we will cascade 3 to 8 decoders to form our 4 is to 16 decoder. First of all, we need to identify the number of decoders we will require to make a 4 is to 16 decoder. For this process, check the output lines. The output lines of this decoder 3 is to 8 decoder is 8, and here we have 16 output lines. This means that we require a minimum of 2 decoders, 2 3 is to 8 decoders to form this one decoder 4 is to 16. Okay, similarly, if it was 5 is to 32 decoder, then we will require 3 decoders of 3 is to 8, because here we have 32 output lines. So to make 32 output lines we will require 3 decoder, 8 from first, 8 from second and 8 from third. Okay, then sorry, we will require 4 actually. We will require 4, not 3. We will require 4 decoders of 3 is to 8 to make 5 is to 32 decoder. Okay, but now we are talking about this process of obtaining 4 is to 16 decoder using 3 is to 8 decoder. So the circuit diagram for this decoder is simple. From the circuit diagram we can easily analyze our working and our table. Fine. So first of all, we know that we have a 3 is to 8 decoder IC, that was 74138. 74138 was our 3 is to 8 decoder IC, and we have studied that it is actually an active low IC, and we were having some input pins and some output pins for this decoder circuit. So to make our decoder, what we will do, we will actually use 2 decoders, 2 3 is to 8 decoders, and then we will see how they work. Okay, so this is how we will cascade our 2 3 is to 8 decoders. First of all, let's understand the diagram, then we will develop the function table for this decoder also, and we will see how it will actually work. So this is our 3 is to 8 decoder. We know that these 3 is to 8 decoders, have input lines ABC. So there are input lines ABC of both the decoders. The enable pin for our first decoders were G1, G2A and G2B, and similarly for second decoder is G1, G2 and G2B. We know that for the decoder to work, for the decoder to operate, the value of G1, G2A and G2B should be 1 0 0. If the value of G1 is 1, the value of G2A is 0 and the value of G2B is 0, only then our decoder will work. In any other condition our decoder will not work. So we consider that if it is a 4 input decoder, because we are developing 4 is to 16 decoder, So that means 4 input lines and 16 output lines. So for 4 inputs, these 4 inputs, we have considered that W, X, Y, Z are our 4 inputs. W, X, Y and Z are our 4 inputs. The inputs X, Y, Z are directly connected to the input sides to the input of 3:8 decoder. This was our 3:8 decoder, and we know that 3:8 decoder have 3 inputs. So the inputs ABC can be directly connected to our XYZ. Now the fourth input, that was W. W is provided to G2A enable pin, G2A enable pin of first decoder. This is how we will provide our XYZ input to our decoders. Now these XYZ inputs were applied to the first decoder. In the same manner they will be applied to our second decoder. The ABC input of our second decoder will be connected to Z, Y and X respectively, and the G2B pin will be connected to ground. The only change which we will have is the connection of G1 and G2A, G1 and G2B. In first decoder, G1 is connected to our plus 5 volt supply. It means the G1 of first decoder will always remain at plus 1 because it is connected to some positive supply. Similarly, the G2B of second decoder is connected to ground. That means ground potential is always considered as 0. So it means it will always remain at 0. Now the G2A and G1, the G2A of first and G1 of second, they are connected to our fourth input, that is our W. This is our circuit diagram. Now we will see, depending upon the values of these inputs, how can we obtain our function table. Okay, so for this purpose, let's talk about our function table. When I'm talking about function table, when we are talking about function table, we have 4 inputs W, X, Y and Z. Okay, so the 4 inputs are W, X, Y and Z. These are our 4 inputs. Depending upon these values of W, X, Y, Z, I am dividing this table in two parts. First part is for our decoder number 1, and then second part is for our decoder number 2. Okay, the W input is connected to our we have three enable pins. So the enable pins are G1, G2A and G2B. Similarly, for second decoder we have input pins, we have enable pins which were G1, G2A and G2B. These are our pins. For the values of WXYZ, since the WXYZ is a 4 variables, the total number of combinations which are possible for our WXYZ will be 16, 2 raised to the power 4, that is 16. Okay, so the combinations will be 0 0 0 0, then we will have 0 0 0 1, 0 0 double 1, then we will have 0 1 double 0, 0 1 0 1, 0 1 1 0, 0 triple 1, then we will have 1 triple 0, 1 double 0 1, 1 0 1 0, then we will have 1 0 1 1 1 1 double 0 double 1 0 1 double 1 1 0 and 4 times 1. These are the 16 combinations which are possible for our 4 inputs wxyz. Okay, now when we talk about G1, G2A and G2B, the first pin G1, the G1 of decoder number 1 was connected to positive. That means it will remain 1 in each and every case. So G1 will remain 1 in each and every case. Okay, G1 will remain 1. Similarly, the G2B pin of our second decoder was connected to ground, so it will remain 0 in every case. So it will remain at 0. Fine. Now our G2B pin G2B pin of decoder number 1 and G2A pin of decoder number 2. See this diagram. In this diagram we can see that the pin number G2B of decoder number 1 and pin number G2A of decoder number 2, they are connected to enable pin which is active low. Okay, they are connected to enable pin which is our active low pin. So the value of enable, since it is active low, we are applying 0 to our active low pin. That means G2B of first and G2A of second, they will remain at 0. So let it be the G2B of first G2B of first will remain at 0, so it will remain at 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0. G2B of first decoder will remain at 0. Similarly, the G1 of our second decoder, sorry, G2A of our second decoder will remain at 0. So G2A will remain at 0. Okay, now the decoder which will actually work will be depending upon the G2A pin of first decoder and G1 pin of second decoder. We know that for a decoder to work, the value of G1, G2A and G2B should be 100. That means if the value is 100, then our that particular decoder will work, and if the value is not this, then that decoder will not work. Okay, now let's go to the diagram and we see that the pin number G2A of first decoder and G1 of second decoder, they are connected to the input W. That means the value of W will be directly applied to G2A and G2A of first and G1 of second. So depending upon the value of W, the value of W is 0, for in this case, so G2A will become 0 and this will become G1 will become 0. So we will have 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 and 0 and 0. Up to this value, the value of W is 0. Okay, let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Up to this point. So it will be 0, 0, 0 also. 0, 0 and 0. Up to this point. Up to this point, the value of W remains 0. So this will be the possible combination for input enable pins of G1 of decoder 1 and decoder 2. After this point, the value of W becomes 1. So all these value become 1 after this point. So it will become 1 after this point. Now see one thing. The value of decoder 1 is 100. The value of this enable pins or decoder number 1 is 100. That means decoder 1 will work, but the value of G2, the value of decoder 2 for the input for enable pins is 000. That means our decoder 2 will not work. Similarly, in the latter half section, the value for decoder 1 becomes 110 and the value for decoder 2 becomes 100. So in this case, after in the second half, our decoder 2 will actually work and our decoder 1 will not work. Okay, so we can see that whenever inputs are from 000 to 0111 in this range, only decoder 1 will be giving the outputs, and whenever inputs are 1000 to 4 times 1, only decoder 2 will be giving outputs. Fine, clear now? If it is clear, now let's talk about outputs. This 000 4 times 0 represents 0. That means we will get output. To draw the output, I need to clear this part of the table, and we have already understand. Let me repeat it once. Let me repeat it again, that when the value of WXYZ is from 4 times 0 to 0111, only decoder 1 will work, and when the inputs are 1000 to 4 times 1, only decoder 2 will work. So depending upon the value of WXYZ, we will draw our output. So this is W, X, Y, Z. Okay, 0000. When we talk about 0000 is equivalent to 0, and we know that during this case only decoder 1 will work. So we will get output at Y0 of decoder number 1. Y0 of decoder number 1. In case it is 0001, it represents 1, so we will get output at Y1 of decoder number 1. Similarly, for 0010, it represents 2, so we will get output at Y2 of decoder number 1. For 0011, it represents 3, so we will get output at Y3 of decoder number 1. For 0100, it represents 4, so we will get output at Y4 of our decoder number 1. Then for 0101, it represents 5, so we will get output at Y5 of decoder number 1. 0110 represents 6, so we will get output at Y6 of decoder number 1. 0111 represents 7, so we will get output at Y7 of decoder number 1. Okay, now after this the input combination will become 1000, and we know that from 1000 our decoder number 2 will be selected. Our decoder number 2 will get activated. So when I talk about 1000, 1000 represents our 8. So we will get output at y8, which is actually the first output of decoder number 2. Then at y1001 it represents 9, so we will get output at 9, which is of decoder number 2. Then at 1010 it represents 10, we will get output at y10, which is of decoder number 2. Then at 1011 it represents 11, we will get output at y11, which is a part of decoder number 2. Then at 1100 it represents 12, we will get output at y12 of decoder number 2. Then at 1101 it represents 13, so we will get output at y13 of decoder number 2. Similarly, at 1110 it represents 14, so we will get output at y14, which is a part of decoder number 2. And last one, when the input combination after 1110 becomes 4 times 1, it represents 15, so we will get output at y15, which is a part of decoder number 2. This way our two decoders, which were 3:8, now they are taking 4 inputs in the form of WXYZ, and actually we are getting outputs at our 16 output lines. Okay, so this is how the cascading of decoders, cascading of 3:8 decoders will work as our 4:16 decoder. Fine. So this is our cascading. Now we will try to implement a Boolean function using this decoder combination. For this thing, let me consider that we are given a function. We are given a function p. P is our function in terms of WXYZ. And it is given that this function is equals to sigma 1, 4, 8, 13, and the function q is given as function in the terms of WXYZ, and it is represented by sigma 2, 7, 13 and 14. First of all, it is given that this is sigma. If it is sigma, sigma means mean term, so these functions are actually representing our mean terms. Okay, and to implement this function, we know that the decoder which we have designed is our 4:16 decoder, and the 4:16 decoder which we have designed is actually an active low decoder, because it was formed using our IC that was 74138. Since 74138 IC is active low, the 4:16 decoder which was designed will be also active low, and we know that the active low decoder provides direct output in the term of max term, but here we have mean term, and we have seen to implement the given output in the form of mean term, use NAND gate. Okay, in yesterday's class we have seen that to use a active low decoder to implement active high output, we use AND gate, we use NAND gate. So we will use NAND gate here. First of all, get the outputs. I mean, check the output pins which will be required. Okay, so 1, 4, 8, 13, 2, 7, 13 and 14. That means for the function p, we require pin number 1, pin number 4, pin number 8 and pin number 13. Pin number 1 and 4 will be the part of decoder number 1, and pin number 8 and 13 will be the part of decoder number 2. Similarly, for function q, we have 2, 7, 13, 14. 2 is the part of decoder number 1, 7 is the part of decoder number 2, 7 is the part of decoder number 1, and 13, 14 pin are the parts of decoder number 2. So using these things, we can easily design our this function. So to implement this function, the pins which we will actually require, the pins which we will actually require will be from decoder 1. If I am talking about decoder 1, the pin number Y1, pin number Y2, pin number Y4 and pin number Y7 will be used, where Y1 and Y4, they are the pins to be used for function P, and Y2 and Y7 are the pins which will be used for the function Q. Similarly, for decoder 2, we will have pin number 8, 13 and 14. Pin number 8 will be used for function Q, pin number 13 will be used for both function P and Q, and pin number 14 will be used for function Q. So let's go to the diagram. This was our diagram. This was our diagram for our 4:16 decoder. Okay, and to implement this, we will implement our given function with the help of this diagram in like this. See, for function P, pin number 1, pin number 4, pin number 8 and pin number 13 were required from the output side. So here we will see that here we can see that pin number 1, that will be from our decoder 1, pin number 1, then pin number 4 from decoder 1, pin number 8 from decoder 1 and pin number 13 from decoder 1. When they are connected to our NAND gate, we will get an output that will be our function number P. Similarly, pin number 2, then your pin number 7, then your pin number 14 and pin number 13, when they will be given to our another NAND gate, we will get output Q. Why we used NAND gate here? Because in yesterday's class I told you that while implementing mean term using active low decoder, we use NAND gate. Okay, so we are using NAND gate here. So this will be our implementation using our 4:16 decoder. This is how we will use our 4:16 decoder. Fine. Let's try to solve another question. We have one question. We have to realize a 4 variable function using single 3:8 decoder. Now we have 4 variable function, but it is clearly written that we have to use 3:8 decoder and only one decoder. It means 4:16 decoder will be not used. The decoder which is to be used will be 3:8 decoder. The function is given as function of wxyz. It is given that this function is mean term of 1, 5, 8, 9, 12 and 13. We have to implement this function using single 3:8 decoder. Now to solve such questions, first of all we will minimize our mean term. We will minimize our mean term using K-map. Okay, so we will use K-map technique for this thing. First of all, draw the K-map. Since it is 4 variable, we will have a K-map of 16 cells. So we will draw the K-map of 16 cell. There will be 4 number of rows and there will be 4 number of columns. So this is our K-map. If I talk about naming, if I consider this is wx, then this will be y and z, and we know that the naming becomes like 0 0 0 1, this will be 1 0 and this is 1 1, 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. After that we will write the cell number. This will be cell number 0, cell number 1, cell number 2, cell number 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. So these will be our cell numbers from 0 to 15. Now the mean term 1, 5, 8, 9, 12, 13 are to be used. So the mean term 1, then we will have 5, then we have 8. Sorry, this okay. A mistake from my side. I have written the cell numbers. Let me correct the cell numbers. That will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we will have cell number 8 here, 9, 10, 11, then 12, 13, 14 and 15. So the main term are 1, then we have 5, then we have 8, we have 9, we have 12 and we have 13. So first of all we will check if there is any group which is possible for 16. Since there is no group which is possible of 16, we will go to the 8. There is no group which will be possible with 8, so we will check if any group is possible with 4, and we will see that one group, this group is of 4 ones and another group is of 4 ones. So we will have two groups, and the value of these two groups will be of 4 ones. Now we will write the minimized expression for our this K map. First of all, let me talk about this group, the group from cell number 1, 5, 9 and this one 13. When we see row, the row number is same for all the one, so it will become y bar z. And when we talk about column, the value of w is same, the value of w and x, no one is same for our all the 4 cells. So this means that nothing will come from our column number, and 0, 1 will come from our row number, which will be represented by y bar z. Plus, talking about the group which was formed using cell number 8, cell number 9, cell number 12 and cell number 13. Coming to the row side, the value of y is same for all the 4 cells, so it will be written as y bar. And coming to the column number, we see that the value of w is same for all the 4 cells, so we will write it as w. So the minimized expression for our given question will be y bar z plus y bar w. Okay, now we need to implement this function. We need to implement this function using our 3:8 decoder. Fine. This is our form that we have y bar z plus y bar w. But to implement this function, since y bar z and y bar w is there, but this is not a canonical form, so first of all we will require our canonical form, and then we will implement our function. So to obtain the canonical form of this equation, we know we have studied the canonical form, how to obtain canonical form of any function. Canonical means standard form. To obtain the canonical or standard form of any function in SOP form, what we do, if it is y bar z as it is, the variable which is missing from this is w. W is missing because w is there in this second equation, but w is not present in our first equation. This means that w is missing. If w is missing, we know that in SOP form we write we write w plus w bar in place of this, because w plus w bar is always 1, and if we multiply y bar z with 1 we will get y bar z. So we will write w plus w bar with y bar plus z, then plus it was y bar w. In this term z is missing, so we will write z plus z bar. Now open the bracket, we will get w y bar z plus w bar y bar z plus w y bar z plus w y bar z bar. Okay, since w y bar z and w y z are coming two times, and we know that in our boolean function a plus a is always a. So if a function is if a variable is written more than once, it will be represented by single variable. So wy, this w y bar z and this w y bar z will be written only once, and it will become w y bar z plus w bar y bar z plus w y bar z bar. So this will be our canonical form for our given expression. Now from this canonical form, let us identify the mean term in our three variable form. I can write w bar, we have three terms, w y bar z, then we have w bar y bar z, and then we have w y bar z bar. This term will be written as 1 0 1, it is 0 0 1, and it is 1 0 0. 1 0 1 represents our 5, this represents 1, and this represents 4. So if I talk about mean term, the mean term in our three variable will be 1 4 and 5. That means the output number 1, the output number 4, and the output number 5 are actually our solution. Okay, so for 3:8 decoder we will only require output number 1, that is y1, y4 and y5 of our active low IC, that was our IC number 74138. Now to implement this function, again it is a mean term function, that means we will require NAND gate at our output side. So how we will implement? We will implement 145. So to implement 145 we will use a 3:8 decoder. If it is this one is our 3:8 decoder, we know that we have 8 output lines. We have y0, y1, y2, y3, y4, y5, y6 and y7, and this is 3:8 decoder. We have three inputs A, B and C. This ABC will be connected to our WYZ. So this will be W, Y and Z. Okay, then we were having G1, G2A and G2B. We will connect G2B to our ground, and G1 is always connected to our plus 5 volt supply, and this pin G2B, G2A and G2B both were to be at 0, so we will connect them to ground so that the potential of both the pin becomes 0. Now the output which were required from this IC was 1, 4 and 5. So we will consider Y1, this is Y1, then we will consider Y4, this is Y4, and then we consider Y5, this is Y5. So using all these three outputs, we will get we will put them through a NAND gate, and we will get our function at the output of this NAND gate. So this is how we will implement our 4 variable function using a 3:8 decoder. Okay, first we will obtain minimize expression of that 4 variable using a 4 variable k-map. Then we will convert the obtained expression into our canonical SOP form for 3 variables, and then we will obtain mean term of that canonical SOP form, and then the output equivalent to our mean term will be used to implement the given function. So this is how we will implement our function using this decoder. Okay, so this is our decoder, which was 3:8 decoder. Then we have studied our 4:16 decoder. Moving on, our next decoder is 5:32 decoder. Now 5:32 decoder is again a decoder which we will implement. To implement 5:32 decoder, we will have 5 inputs and we will have 32 outputs. If we have 5 input and we know that if I take 3:8 decoder, we will have 3 plus 3 plus 3, okay, and then another decoder. So to design a 5:32 decoder, we require 4 decoders. One decoder will be of 2:4 and 3 decoders of 3:8. These are our requirements to design our decoders. 1 2 3 4. Okay, actually we will require 4 decoders of 3:8 and 1 decoder of 2:4. So this decoder circuit is similar to understand in just like we have studied our previous decoder, that was 4:16 decoder. We will study this decoder in the same way. This decoder circuit is little bit complex, and to understand this circuit, let's move to its diagram. Okay, this is the diagram of our 2:4 decoder. Okay, this is the diagram of 5:32 decoder. Here we will take our outputs from our 3:8 decoders. Since one decoder is able to provide 8 output lines, then the 4 decoders will provide our 32 output lines. So the 3:8 decoders will provide our 32 output lines from Y0 to Y31. That will contain Y0 to Y7 will be from decoder number 1, Y8 to Y15 will be from decoder number 2, Y16 to Y23 will be from decoder number 3, and Y24 to Y31 will be from decoder number 4. This way we will get 32 output lines from our 4 decoders. Now to implement our 4 outputs, to implement our 5 inputs, we consider that the 5 inputs of our decoders are, we have considered that the 5 inputs are V, W, X, Y and Z. These are our 5 inputs. Now the output, the input V and W are provided to the inputs of 2:4 decoder. Okay, and X, Y, Z are directly applied as our input to our all the 4 decoder 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the function table of this decoder is very long and it will not come on our board for sure, and it is also not given in your notes, so there is no need to design our function table. Now when we talk about our decoder decoder 2:4 decoder, the inputs A and B are connected to V and W. Okay, if the inputs V and W are connected to input 2:4 decoder. We know that the output of 2:4 decoder we will get 4 output lines Y0, Y1, Y2 and Y3. Now these Y0, Y1, Y2 and Y3 will be used to control the enable pins of our next 4 decoders. Fine. So how will they actually work? The three inputs XYZ will be directly given to decoder number 1, decoder number 2, decoder number 3 and decoder number 4 of the second stage. And the input V and W, they are used to generate control signals, to generate enable signals for our decoder number 1, 2, 3 and 4. The output will be of four output lines Y0, Y1, Y2 Y3. So we will use Y0 to control the enable of decoder number 1, Y1 to control the enable of decoder number 2, Y2 to control the enable of decoder number 3 and Y3 to control the enable of decoder number 4. This is how this circuit will actually work. Now the moving on to last topic of our decoder. Last topic of our decoder unit is BCD decoders. BCD decoders. BCD decoder simply means binary coded decimal decoder, BCD. Okay, BCD decoders have 4 inputs and 10 outputs, because in BCD number system, binary coded decimal, the valid states are only from 0 to 9. So there are 10 valid states in BCD, and taking 4 inputs will represent in 16 outputs in normal condition. But BCD decoder have 4 inputs and 10 outputs. The 4-bit BCD input is decoded to one of the 10 outputs, and the IC number for BCD decoder is 7442. 7442 is our BCD2 decimal decoder, which will accept our active high inputs and provide our output. But this decoder, this IC 7442 IC, it actually accept active high input, but it provides active low output. Okay, so when we talk about our IC, the structure diagram of our IC is something like this. It is basically our 16 pin IC. So we have pin number 1, pin number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 8 pins on left side, and pin number 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16 on the right side. So this is our IC. The pin number 8 is always connected to 0 potential, so it is always connected to ground, and similarly pin number 16 is always kept at our plus 5 volt, because for an IC to work we need to provide supply. So the pin number 16 will be used to provide positive supply, and pin number 8 will be used to provide our neutral point, that is ground. Now this pin number 1 represents input 0. It represents input 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Okay, so the pin number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10 and 11, these 10 pins will be used as our BCD, as our 4-bit BCD input. Okay, they will be used as our output. These pin numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, they will be used as our output, and they are active low pins. And pin number 12, 13, 14, 15, they are our input pins. They will take our 4-bit BCD. If I am saying that ABCD is our 4-bit BCD code, this pin number A will represent our LSB of the input, and pin number D will represent our MSB of the input. This is our pin diagram. To understand this, let's discuss the function table. So the function table of this system, we have 4 inputs. The 4 inputs are A, B, C, D, and we have 10 outputs, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we will discuss the function table first. Let's draw the function table. We have 4 outputs, that is A, B, C, D. A represents LSB and D represents MSB. So D will be written on the left side. We will have D. Okay, for this thing we have to rotate the board. We will draw it like this. We have D, C, B, A, B, C, D as our input lines, and we have output at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Fine. First of all, for this 4 inputs we have 16 combination possible, but since it is BCD, we will always have only 10 combinations, which will be 0, 0, 0, 0, then we will have 0, 0, 0, 1, then we will have 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, double 1, then we have 0, 1, double 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, then we have 0, triple 1, then we have 1, triple 0, then we have 1, double 0, 1. So these are our BCD inputs. Since the outputs are active low, this means that the pin which will be selected will remain at 0 and all other pins will remain at 1. This 0, 0, 0 represents 0, so pin number 0 will be at 0 and rest of the pins will remain at 1. This is 1, this represents 1, so pin number 1 will be at 0 and rest of the pins will remain at 1. Rest of the pins will remain at 1. It is 0010, it represents 2, so the pin number 2 will be at 0 and remaining pins will be at 1. 0011, it represents 3, so pin number 3 will be at 0 and remaining pins will be at 1. 0100 represents 4, so pin number 4 will be at 0 and all other pins will be at 1. 0101 represents 5, so pin number 5 will be at 0 and all other pins will be at 1. 0110 represents 6, so pin number 6 will be at 0 and all other pins will be at 1. 0111 represents 7, so pin number 7 will be at 0 and all other pins will be at 1. 1000 represents 8, so pin number 8 will be at 0 and all other pins will remain at 1. 1001 represents 9, so pin number 9 will be at 0 and all other pins will remain at 1. So this will be our function table for our inputs. Okay, now when we talk about our equation for our output form, since it is active low, and we will write the the expression for active low outputs in POS form, product of sum form. When we see the value 0, 0 is represented by 4 times 0, and we know that in active low system the 0 is written in uncomplemented form and 1 is written in complemented form. So if I talk about expression, if I'm talking about expression, then for 0 we will have the expression D plus C plus B plus A. Similarly for 1 1 will be written as 0001. This means that A will be in complemented form and all other three will be in uncomplemented form. So it will become D plus C plus B plus A complement. When we talk about 2, 2 is written as 0010. So B will be in complemented form and the rest will be uncomplemented. So it will be D plus C plus B complement plus A. If we talk about 3, 3 is written as 0011. So A and B will be in complemented form. D plus C plus B complement plus A complement. 4 is written as 0100. So C will be complemented. D plus C complement plus B plus A. 5 is written as 0101. A and C will be complement. T plus C complement plus B plus A complement. 6 is written as 0110. So B and C will be complement. T plus C complement plus B complement plus A. 7 is written as 0111. So ABC will be complement. D plus C complement plus B complement plus A complement. 8 is written as 1001. A and D will be complement. D complement, sorry, it is written as 1000. So D will be complement. So D complement plus C plus B plus A. And 9 is written as 1001. A and D will be complement. So D complement plus C plus B plus A complement. So these will be our POS expressions for our BCD decoder. Okay, so this is all about our decoders are complete today. Okay, next in next video we will talk about our encoders. I'll try to complete encoder topic in one video. It will get complete because encoder topic is shorter in comparison to our decoder topic.